If you're looking for a portable power station that can handle much more than just charging your phone, this one immediately gets interesting. You're looking at a 2,400 watt portable power station with a massive 1843.2 Wh capacity, a 4,800 watt peak output, 12 ports, 4 AC outlets, pure sine wave power, 100 watt USB-C PD, and support for ultra-fast charging. And that combination puts this thing into a completely different category from the small power banks most people are used to. The first thing to understand here is the size of the battery. With 1843.2 Wh of capacity, this is designed for situations where you need meaningful backup power rather than just a quick top-up. Think camping trips, RV use, outdoor projects, road trips, emergency backup, or simply keeping essential electronics running when the regular power goes out. And then there's the 2,400 watt continuous output. That number matters because it determines the kind of equipment you can potentially run from the station. Instead of being limited to phones, tablets, cameras, and small electronics, you have considerably more power available for larger household or outdoor equipment, as long as the device stays within the power station specifications. There's also a 4,800 watt peak rating, which gives connected equipment additional headroom for short startup demands. That can be useful with devices that briefly require more power when they turn on. Of course, the exact compatibility depends on the individual appliance, so you still want to check its power requirements before plugging it in. Connectivity is another big part of the story. You get 12 ports in total, including 4 AC outlets, so this isn't really designed around one person charging one device at a time. It's built to handle multiple devices simultaneously. That makes the setup much more practical for a group camping trip. One person can be charging a laptop, another can connect a phone, someone else can power camera equipment, while another device uses one of the AC outlets. Instead of carrying a collection of separate battery packs, you have one centralized power source. The USB-C port is especially useful for modern devices because it supports up to 100 watts of USB-C power delivery. That means compatible laptops and other higher power USB-C devices can potentially charge directly from the station without needing a separate traditional power brick. And that's one of the things I like about newer power stations. They're not just giant batteries anymore. They're becoming something closer to a portable power hub. Another important feature is pure sine wave AC output. In simple terms, pure sine wave power is designed to provide a cleaner form of AC electricity that is suitable for many sensitive electronic devices. That can make this type of power station a more versatile option when you're powering modern electronics away from a traditional wall outlet. Charging speed is another major consideration. Nobody wants a huge battery that takes forever to recharge, especially when you're using it for emergency backup or preparing for a trip. This model is designed around ultra-fast charging, which makes getting the battery ready much more convenient. And then there's solar charging. This is where a portable power station becomes especially interesting for camping and off-grid situations. Instead of relying entirely on a wall outlet, compatible solar panels can be used to replenish the battery when you have access to sunlight. That gives you another way to keep your power supply going when conventional electricity isn't available. For RV users, this kind of setup can make a lot of sense. You have a substantial battery capacity, multiple AC outlets, USB connectivity, and a high power output in one portable unit. You can use it as part of a larger mobile power setup without necessarily having to run a traditional generator every time you need electricity. And for emergency situations, the value is pretty straightforward. Power outages can leave you without access to normal wall outlets, and having a charged battery system ready to go can give you another source of electricity for important electronics and equipment. But there is something important to keep in mind with any portable power station this size: power capacity isn't unlimited. A device rated at 1843.2 Wh doesn't mean every appliance will run for exactly the same amount of time. Actual runtime depends on the wattage of what you connect, conversion losses, operating conditions, and how the station manages its available energy. So rather than thinking of this as an unlimited backup generator, think of it as a large rechargeable battery with a powerful inverter and a lot of connectivity. The portability is also a major part of the design. This isn't something you're likely to casually throw into a backpack like a smartphone power bank. It's a serious piece of equipment built around a large battery capacity and high power output. The advantage is that you get substantially more capability in exchange for carrying a larger unit. For camping, RV trips, emergency preparedness, outdoor work, photography equipment, and backup electricity, that trade-off can make a lot of sense. And honestly, the biggest selling point here is flexibility. You're getting a large 1843.2 Wh battery, 2,400 watts of rated output, 4,800 watts of peak power, 4 AC outlets, 12 total ports, 100 watt USB-C PD, pure sine wave AC power, fast charging, and solar charging support. That's a pretty serious collection of features in one portable power system. So if your idea of a portable power station is something that only charges phones, this is definitely playing in a different league. This is designed for people who need substantially more electricity, whether that's during an outage, at a campsite, inside an RV, or simply somewhere that traditional wall power isn't available. The real question isn't whether this has enough features. It clearly does. The question is whether you actually need this level of power and battery capacity. If you do, the combination of high output, large capacity, multiple ports, USB-C PD, pure sine wave AC power, fast charging, and solar compatibility makes this a very interesting option to consider. And if you want to check out this 2400W portable power station with 1843.2 Wh capacity, 4800W peak output, 12 ports, 4 AC outlets, 100W USB-C PD, and solar charging support, you can find the link provided in the description.